some of you, this may have happened when you were younger, okay? I am picking up on the energy of someone who you grew up in the church or your family is very involved in the church here, okay? That's who this message is for, okay? I'm going to light my Archangel Michael incense. I do ask for Archangel Michael to come in and put your shield of protection around me and the collective as I open up a channel, removing all energies that are not conducive to the reading and letting all evil eye cling to the sender 100-fold. Also letting all negative projections cling to the sender 100-fold. Honey, can you see if you can hear me, please, on YouTube? All right, so come on in, because this is about somebody, so whoever you are, okay, this message is for whoever went to a church in their youth. You grew up in the church, and the church gave you cult-like vibes, okay? This is specifically for you, okay? This message is for you, okay? Cult-like vibe church that you grew up in here, okay? Oh, yeah. Because there's a prophetess, there was some type of prophetess that visited the church in someone's youth here, okay? So maybe there's this, so there was a prophetess who was either a part of the congregation or she just visited the church. This prophetess was an agent for the marine spirit, okay? For the marine kingdom here. She may have been a shapeshifter, hybrid. Yeah, but she was an agent for the marine kingdom, okay? And what this prophetess would do is go around from church to church, okay? If she wasn't a part of your congregation, she went from church to church, and she would lay hands on people, okay? So a part of her ministry was to lay hands on people, but what she was doing is, okay, divining over certain children, people. This may have happened like when you were a teenager or something. Some prophetess laid hands on somebody here. And what she was trying to do was siphon your energy here. She was also trying to read you, okay? And also, she was trying to mark you. Whoever you are, though, you are divinely protected. There's no need to worry about that. But this laying of the hands is what she does. Like I said, okay, so whoever you are, this marine spirit agent who titled herself as a prophetess, worked with your pastor, okay? I am picking up the energy of a pastor that was crooked, a crooked pastor, okay? He worked with this prophetess. He knew that she was an agent for the marine kingdom. She helped him grow the congregation, okay? Through unnatural means, through means, some type of witchcraft means of witchcraft. Honey, can you hear me? I can. You can still? All right, you guys listen. I'm gonna let you know as soon as you come in on YouTube. If they cut my sound because I expose a lot of what they do. For one, I expose the Marine Kingdom on my channel. Now, that's who they work with for their technology and shit. So I also give tips on how to protect yourself. So they don't like me. Okay, they haven't liked me for a long time. So they always try to interfere with my sound on YouTube. If they interfere with my sound on YouTube, please hop over to my TikTok channel. All right. But like I said, whoever you are, your light has shined bright since you were a youth, okay? This pastor, this crooked pastor, worked with this prophetess, this Marine Kingdom agent, and that's how he grew the wealth for that church here, was through her. She did a lot of spell work for him, okay? He knew who she was. She knows who he is. This is a false prophet, this pastor. Okay, maybe whoever you are, you may have blown the whistle on this church, okay? You may have even told your mother you don't trust this pastor, okay? I'm picking up on the energy of a church that had a whole lot of gossip. This was a very fake, gossipy-ass church, okay? All right? Your intuition, some of you, this is the reason you've left the church, okay? Some of you, you don't really go to church like that because of this bad experience that you had with this church from your youth, okay? Because they had so much toxicity within that church, okay? For some of you. That's why it left a nasty taste in your mouth, okay? Yeah, for some of you, it left a real nasty taste in your mouth. So you don't even deal with congregations. I'm just getting a lot of catty feminine energy amongst the feminine in that, and I'm getting to that prophetess is the one who spread that energy here. It was a way for them to siphon energy. That pastor also used that prophetess. She's the one who would give him insight into what messages to give to the church through way of divination. Okay? So this was move negative energy. This was a fake pastor, a false prophet, okay? And like I said, he utilized the Marine Kingdom for wealth, okay? And she was the agent of the Marine Kingdom, okay? I'm getting to, if you think back of about some of the messages that this pastor told the church here, you will recognize that a lot of the messages that he even gave had a witchy context behind it, okay? A witchy context within it, okay? Just so you guys know that this is just like salts and herbs and stuff to cleanse the energy here. Because a lot of people try to come on my platform projecting energy, and I just make sure it goes right back to its source, because we don't want any energies up in here that are not conducive to the reading, okay? So that's what this is here, okay? I don't siphon or steal energy from people. I don't have to. I'm a true source of the divine, all right? But I'm just getting that whoever this prophetess was, who used to go and prophesy over the congregation, she was a false prophet. She actually was a agent for the Marine Kingdom. So we're gonna tap in and get more messages into this. I do call on Archangel Michael once again to put your shield of protection around the collective, so that they are divinely protected from any low vibrational energies that are not conducive to this reading. Okay, return all projections, evil eye, low vibrational energy back to the sender, and let it cling to the sender 100-fold, because we don't need that in here. Okay, all right. All right, let's see what's going on here. Let me know about this prophet, Holy Spirit, angels of the. So this prophet cloaked himself as a divine. So this pastor. Okay, so this pastor, the church may still be open today. Okay, I'm picking up. If this, it may not be a mega church, but it's a church that has a pretty big following. And like I said, he uses different marine agents that come in as prophets to grow the congregation. He actually. So when these prophetesses and maybe even prophets come through and they prophesy over the congregation and they lay hands on the congregation, they're actually trying to mark the congregation here, okay? And not with you, okay, because you are divinely protected, okay? I'm picking up for a lot of people, they have been successful in stealing the destinies of a lot of people from that church that they lay hands on, okay? Like I said, this is a church congregation that gives very much cult vibes here. There's a lot of gossip in this church here, okay? They also do a laying of the hands to block your people's third eyes, so that the third eye cannot pick up on what's going on here. And it also introduces disruptive energies to people's lives here, and that's part of the contract here, okay? They also lay the hands on the head for people, not only to block their third eye, but to siphon energy from the third eye, okay? They've been successful at blocking a lot of people's spiritual gifts, intuitive gifts, by this prophetess. Like I said, she comes in, she steals people's destiny as a form of sacrifices that this pastor gives, okay, for the wealth of his church, okay, and for his pockets here. And like I said, it's not actual like sacrifice like you're getting unalive. These people just go around stealing people's destinies, siphoning their intuitive energies, blocking the third eye so that they can't pick up on what's going on in this congregation, okay? But the messiness of this church is a direct reflection of the flock, and the reason why is because the head of that flock is very messy himself, and he's a false prophet, okay? All right. What else do we have here? Holy Spirit, angels of the highest white light here. Yeah, it's giving very much cult. This is a pastor that tries to talk down on people who aren't able to give, this is maybe your family's church, your church that your family grew up in. This pastor likes to put a lot of pressure on people who aren't unable to give tithes. Okay, I'm also picking up the energy of a pastor that lives beyond his means. So he's a real flashy pastor, and he uses the tithe money to mishandle funds for his own personal gain here. Also, with this false prophet, with his Marine Kingdom prophetess, they also mess up the finances of people, because when she does this laying of the hands on people, she gives them, she's able to send energies that mask her falsehood and provide a sense of comfort in the moment. But then immediately after, a little bit of disruption happens in people's lives, and that's because of the spiritual contract she has with different entities. laying on the hand, she allows these entities to interfere with people's lives here, so that she can siphon their financial so their abundance. Okay, she energy harvests for their abundant energy. Yeah, but this is to create some imbalance in people's lives. Okay, now whoever you are though, okay, I'm getting to this. Like I said, if this is a childhood church, this is a church your family is part of here. You may have always felt like this church was very cultic. Okay, this church left a bad taste in somebody's mouth. Okay, somebody's heart is a little bit scarred from some church from their childhood, and that's because this church was not. This was a false church here. Okay, whatever it was that they were speaking, you intuitively knew something wasn't right here or something wasn't aligning here. And like I said, for some of you, this left a bad taste in your mouth to the point where you don't even go to church no more. You'd rather just practice your spirituality at home on your own terms. You are divinely protected, surrounded by divine protection here. Okay, you have very healing energy, yeah. So for some of you, this is the church that your great-grandmother went to, your grandmother went to, your great-grandfather, all that stuff. This is also a church. This is one of them churches that yeah, they always have projects that they're working on and need extra money for the building fund or whatever fund that they need for the church here that actually never tends to come to fruition because they're not utilizing the funds to actually fix the church or do anything. I'm picking up on, for some of you, this pastor has been taken over, this church has been taken over by a karmic feminine as a pastor. For others of you, it's just a karmic masculine energy that runs the church, but he operates more in his feminine, okay? He has a lot of attachments, okay? So there may have been some rumors about this pastor sleeping with the congregation because he has a lot of attachments. Most of his attachments are sexual in nature here. I wouldn't trust him with my pet, okay? This karmic. So, yeah. He has a lot of unhealed issues, and I'm getting his third eye is calcified here, okay? So when he comes into these, when he steps on the pulpit and he's scanning the congregation, any light that's brighter than his, he immediately gets envious, okay? This is the pastor, you're surrounded by divine protection, just so you know. You have a lot of angels that surround you, okay? So you're divinely protected. You've been protected your whole childhood here. Some type of network, though. I am picking up on like a network. Okay, so maybe this church may have multiples. So like there may be this church on the south side, east side, west side, north side type thing, or they have, maybe they run some type of ministry in multiple areas. So they may go to the jail and do some type of jail ministry, or you get what I'm saying, or go to homeless camp, something like that, okay? They have a network that they work with here, okay? I'm picking up on you are a divine, a real divine, whether it's masculine or feminine energy, you are authentically divine. This is why it left the bad taste in your mouth, because your intuition was picking up on the fakeness from this congregation here, okay? Yeah, and also for some of you, I'm getting like there was a lot of communication gossip in this church. Some of the gossip may have been about you, okay? For some of you, if this is like an apostolic church, I'm just picking up on the energy with this gossipy energy. Like if someone wears something inappropriate, they get real gossipy here, okay? Yeah, you're divinely protected from the evil eye. Yeah, so let me get more about this here. Yeah, this is a toxic church with a, okay, I'm getting to this prophetess. Like I said, she's an agent for the Marine Kingdom, okay? What she does is she tries to, okay, so some of you may have noticed in this church that over the years, there's been an increase in, the energy has changed to be more sexual in nature or seductive, maybe people's clothing or something like that, okay? That was introduced by this false prophet here as part of the contract that she has here. Okay, what else do I need to know about this false prophet, Holy Spirit, angels of the highest light? Yeah, this is somebody. So this is a neighborhood church, or you grew up, okay? So when she lays these hands on people, it's to block their energy in here, okay? All right, whether you know it or not, this church may have participated in some type of insurance fraud, okay, for money here. Okay, a lot of these laying of the hands and her ability to prophesy over people, she does use the energy of hypnotism here. She does work with um, she tries to hypnotize the audience in some type of way. Okay. Uh-huh. I'm getting to your spiritual team is always with you when you go into, if you are in this church currently, they're always with you. When you were a child, if you went to this church, they always protected you. Okay. Thank you guys here. um, yeah, they were protecting your spiritual insight here. Okay. So that this person could, this fake prophet wouldn't be able to siphon your intuitive abilities here, because that's what she wanted to do, and that's what she's done for a lot of people here. Yeah, and she also wanted to block the opportunity for people. So when she was laying her hands on people, she was trying to block their energy, block their opportunities, siphon their intuitive psychic gifts, and she was hypnotizing people. Okay. Yeah, there was some type of insurance fraud for more money in this church here. She also would do that to try to steal people's. Wow. So she wanted to steal the gifts of people. For some of you, if this prophetess ever laid hands on anyone in the congregation and she was just having a moment of silence, she was actually praying for their downfall. Okay? Also trying to steal luck from people in the congregation here. Okay? For some of you, this false prophet works really close with your auntie or uncle, and that's because she's really worried about, okay, so somebody may have a real psychically in tune auntie or uncle, and this prophetess is real close to this auntie or uncle, so that this auntie or uncle doesn't blow the whistle on this false prophet as well here. Okay, she does spy on the entire congregation with divination. Okay, with this false prophet here. What else do we need to know about the false prophet here? Holy Spirit, angels of the highest white light. Yeah, this message is, yeah. I'm getting this false prophet too. Her gifts are being stripped spiritually. She's getting her gifts. Yeah, it's a woman. For some of you, this is a woman. It's not a man. Okay. She was extremely annoyed by your anointing, but I'm getting to that it's something about your spiritual awakening here. Also, when you left the church, it made way for, if you left the church, some of you left the church, and it made way for some type of clarity for you. But it also gave clarity to other members of the church here. Okay. You may have felt like she was trying to take your spiritual gifts. She was annoyed by your anointing because she didn't want you to, your light, to expose her. Okay. Whoever you are, though, she thought you were spiritually naive. Okay. She knew you were precious. For some of you, she called you that. That's what she called you all the time. As soon as your light walked in the building, she knew who you were. Okay. Um, okay. What else do we have about this false prophet here for this toxic ass church here? Yeah. She also did a lot of stuff to try to bind people in the church. I'm getting to, she has a spiritual bounty on her head here. Okay. She did a lot of cloaking of her energy to make people in the church more welcoming of her and love. She cloaks herself in false light and fake loving energy. Okay. I'm getting that underneath it all, she's very imbalanced and very short-tempered, chaotic here. Okay, most of her stuff comes through way of voodoo. Most of her whatever gift she has of being able to prophesy over people, it comes through her use of voodoo. She uses voodoo, so she actually doesn't have any natural spiritual intuitive gifts. She actually works with different spirits and shit for information. So she's not natural. She's not a natural intuitive like you are. Because whoever you are, you were born with these gifts. She wasn't born with the gifts. She actually has to do a lot of voodoo and call on spirits and get information from the spirits. Okay, that's the type of energy we're dealing with this church lady here. Whoever you are, though, you're on the right path right now here. Okay. All right, it's something about your soul glow. Your soul glows, okay? So whether you know it or not, your solar plexus energy is very, very bright. Your aura is bright. Your energy is very strong. You're very divinely protected. Even though she tried to block your path, you are divinely protected, okay? Whatever she was jealous of for your life purpose and destiny, she was unsuccessful due to your connection to the divine, okay? She may have even tried to, somebody's favorite color is green and pink or white. She may have even tried to siphon energy from your heart chakra. It's something about your heart chakra energy is what you manifest with. So she was trying to, when I say siphon energy, she was probably praying when she was doing this praying and laying hands on people trying to pray for downfall. is to cause heartbreak in people's lives so she can siphon energy from their heart chakra. That's what she uses to manifest things in her life with here. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm getting to whoever you are, though, you're undefeated. So you walked away undefeated, okay? She was unable to initiate some type of karmic contract, which is what she was doing with this laying of the hands. It's something specific to the laying of the hands and preying on people's downfall, siphoning energy, hypnotizing people in the congregation, blocking their intuitive gifts, trying to siphon and steal their intuitive gifts here. Whoever you are, you were too powerful for this here. Okay. For some people, she was trying to transfer energies to people, and it didn't work for you either. Because, like I said, you walked away undefeated, unscathed here. Okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, this is definitely not for everybody, honey. This is about, yeah, because she was secretly trying to sabotage people. She knew that if anyone in that church was connected with their higher self, it would expose who she truly was, okay? Like I said, for some of you, some of the things she would say would have you looking at her like, what, girl? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, she used a lot of voodoo. Yeah, this was, she's a, yeah, ooh. So this is a witch who chose the dark side a long time ago, and part of her karmic contract is to go in these churches as a prophetess here and use her gifts of hypnotism and prophesying by way of voodoo to strip people of their gifts. This is her contract that she has with the Marine Kingdom. Okay, they taught her this hypnotism stuff. So for some of you, when you look at her, there may have been a woman that came to your church to prophesy, and you looked at her, and you may have held contact for a while, eye contact. You were probably led to walk up to the front of the church here to get her to lay hands on it. That was by way of hypnotism. That's what she does. She hypnotizes people. Like I said, you walked away unscathed here, okay? Undefeated here. But for others that was not that successful at walking away unscathed here. Some people actually... yeah, for some of you, okay, so for some of you, a lot of people in the church, yeah. So for some of you, this, if you look at the lives of some of the people in the church, a lot of the people in the church did not maybe come out successful. Maybe there were a few who were allowed, but most of the congregation did not, and that's because she was siphoning and stealing their energy, blocking their opportunities, and stealing their spiritual abundance here. Okay, yeah. Whoever you are, though, you were cloaked to serve Carmen here. Okay, and she underestimated your spiritual team, though. But like I said, this pastor with this prophetess, this is the spiritual agreement that they have for wealth. Okay, she was also, for some of the people in the congregation, sending the succubus and incubus spirits here. That's why maybe people have noticed that church over time has gotten more sexual in nature. Um, with even the attires be more sexual. Okay, there's a little bit more promiscuity within the church. People sleeping together within the church. Like I said, there's a lot of gossip within this church. This is a very fake church. Yeah. She was always intimidated by your light here, okay? All right. Wow. Okay. All right. Yeah. She may have even tried to send some spirits towards you or to interfere. Okay, so she's worried about your third eye opening because she always knew who you were. Okay, she's seen your light with this hypnotism and her gift. She's able to see through the eyes of people's souls, through their. She's able to see through the window of people's souls through their eyes. Okay, and she can almost like do some sort of scan where she's able to read these people. So she knew that you were divinely anointed. Okay, spiritually gifted. Okay. She may have even tried to send, like I said, these energies of sexual promiscuity, different promiscuity energy to you through this eye contact she was holding. And it didn't work, okay? Like I said, whatever she tried to maybe send to you got sent to purgatory, okay? Somebody... I'm getting to, like, there's a coven within the church, okay? There's a coven within the church, okay? And there's a man, particularly, who may have been accused of sleeping with someone's brother or sister or something like that. But it's a lot going on in this church, okay? That's what I'm saying. This church is off the change, Okay. Yeah, because whoever this pastor is, they have a God complex. I'm also picking up maybe even the pastor may have had some type of affair with one of the deacons or something. Um, yeah, a part of this coven. There's this coven within the church here. Okay, somebody's brother or sister got caught up sleeping with somebody in the church. For some of you in here, okay. Okay, this, like I said, this is a church that your mother and father brought you and your brothers and sisters up into. So this is a family church, like I said. Okay, this woman, she's realizing now that there's a lot of karma that came from messing with you here. Okay, she does a lot of honey jars, but she does them on herself to make herself seem more likable. Okay, I don't even know if that, y'all gotta understand. I get these downloads here. Uh, Especially when it comes to the witchcraft stuff. I don't know if this stuff, it's part of the download. I do channel these messages, okay? So yeah, I'm just yeah. There's a coven within this church here, okay? And they're all a part of this here. They're all in on this prophetess. They're all in the know with this prophetess siphoning energy from the congregation for wealth. They all get a piece of the pie some type of way as being part of this coven here. Okay. For some of you, if you dealt with a lot of promiscuity in your childhood or running away or rebellion, some of that may have happened after the laying of hands, and that was the maybe some type of residue from her laying hands on. But like I said, none of it really stuck, okay, because I do see an open third eye, so you were able to heal and evolve from some things. Your healing is also was triggering this karma, okay? So this is why she knows a lot of karma comes from messing with you. Maybe she didn't expect you to heal, okay? For some of you, this happened when you were about 10 or 11 years old. This lady did the laying of the hands here. Yeah, because she was cloaked the whole time. So she literally cloaked herself just to steal your light. She created a lot of illusions within this church, okay? Pretending to get higher levels of communication. And she got communication, but it was from these voodoo spirits here that she was using in the church here. Like I said, if you're on YouTube and my sound goes out, come on to my TikTok to finish this message here. Yeah, Yeah, she was always intimidated by your star. She wanted to oppress. For some of you, it was to, the laying on the hand was so that she could try to initiate. So the reason, okay, so she was moving in on children. So a lot of you, she tried to do a laying of the hands on the children in the church, okay? Because they're more open and receptive to suggestive programming, okay? So that she could say and speak things over people, okay? And the child being so vulnerable would be open and receptive to whatever message or something that she would say and then come into agreement with it, and that would give whatever energy she was trying to transfer through the laying of the hands permission to act in that child's life. She is a predator. She really wanted your star because it shines so bright. She wanted to initiate some type of initiation for the Marine Kingdom here to steal your star. And it didn't work. Like I said, yeah. Like it didn't work, okay? She does access a lot of people's Akashic records in the church through way of divination and witchcraft, okay? Mm. Yeah. Yeah. There's something about this incubus. So there may be a real bad sexual energy spreading around the church here. Yeah, well, there may be a lot of a rise in same-sex relationships within this church, and that's because of this incubus spirit that this Marine Kingdom came and spread amongst the church when she was doing a lot of that laying of the hands. Okay, what else we got? Holy Spirit, angels of God. Yeah, so that's part of her spiritual contract here. Whoever you are, though, I'm getting, like I said, you're a real divine. You're a real divine. She knew this here. This is why she was laying hands trying to block your third eye, because you have the ability to actually get real divine messages, cosmic messages, whereas she can't. She just has to listen to monitoring spirits for information that's spiritually so she only gets information that's even somewhat close to home when it comes to prophesying over people, because she uses monitoring spirits, or the spirits that she works with are Connected to monitoring spirits that have like really like monitored the family tree or the family's life or something like that of the people in the church here. Okay, like I said, you're a natural intuitive. You don't have to call on those spirits to tell you what's going on. You just naturally know. Somebody's favorite color is violet or purple. Mhm. Mhm. Yeah. 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 So this woman goes to church and she acts like she's on the run. Just so you know, it's something about your healing. Okay. Um, it's something about your healing is triggering her karma too. That's why she know, like I said, she knows a lot of karma comes from messing with you. She's probably wishing because she knew she seen your star as soon as you came in the church. She's wishing she wouldn't have tried to lay hands on you. Um, but she does. She works and she prays with to demons. Okay, so she may be in the church. This is the type of woman that will say Lord and God when she's really referring to whatever demons and entities she's working with. Okay, this is not a prophetess that says the name Jesus Christ at church. She just says Lord and God because she actually works with demons. Like I said, that's how she gets her messages and shit. Yeah, she was always envious of you, your light, and your spiritual gifts here. Hmm. So for some of you, so some of you, this prophetess, this part of the church, she may be inquiring about you. So you may be asking your mother and father or even brother and sister to try to get you to come back to the church here. And this is because she feels like she has a last opportunity to lay hands on you, to interfere with your healing so she doesn't get this karma because your healing is initiating her karma here, okay? She also wants to see if she can find some weaknesses so that she can find a way to draw up a spiritual contract, okay? Or mark you for this marine kingdom or something. So somebody, your parents may be pressuring you to come to church, or your brother and sister, and it's because this prophetess is inquiring about you. It's something about whatever demons. There's some type of demonic altar in that church as well. That yeah, this is a church where they don't say Jesus and God a lot. I'm just letting you know. They don't say no. They say God a lot, but they don't say Jesus a lot in this church, and that's because they pray to demons. There's literally this is a church with a basement. There's a demonic altar under that basement. In that basement, so even like if this is a childhood church, you may have felt a little eerie feeling going to the basement. You never really wanted to go to the basement, yeah, because they do shit. This church coven, they do shit in that basement of the church. Mm, well, yeah. Wow. Yeah. I'm just getting to that this prophetess is getting karma, okay? Because working with these marine spirits, I'm getting something about your healing. She's obsessed with your life, but it's something about your healing that is voiding the contract that she has with these marine spirits, and it's making these marine spirits come and spiritually attack her. This is why she's putting pressure on somebody's family to get somebody to go to church. They trying to put pressure on, like, baby, you know you need to go to church. Just come to church. They trying to do whatever to get you in that church. Okay, because like I said, this is a demonic altar. This church, under the church, in that basement, that's a demonic altar. They just need you to walk through the door. Okay, I'm for some of you. Okay, like listen, you can go to any church you want to. Just don't go to this one, because this one, and like I said, if you went to a church where they're not saying Jesus, all they do is take Lord and God all the time. Um, hey, it says test the spirit. You get what I'm saying? Something ain't about the right with this church. Mm-hmm. There are. There's a lot of, yeah. You have to use a lot of discernment. Okay, Archangel Michael here. Ask him to help you with insight into this church. Yeah, because this church has made a lot of people mentally and emotionally unstable. Like I said, yeah, because they wanted your psychic gifts. If you look back, especially if you grew up in this church, this is for some of you. This is a family church. If you grew up in this church, and a lot of people children that went to this church and got their hands their head, laying of the hands put on them, they might not be in good places mentally and emotionally, and that's because this this prophet, but she's a prophet of the marine kingdom. She's not a prophet for the divine, okay? Like I said, you came out undefeated. The more you heal, the more it triggers her karma. So she's gonna put pressure on people to get you to come back to her. She may even be trying to spy on you with divination here to see how far you are in your healing journey. Um, because the more you heal, the more her karma kicks in here. Okay, I'm getting most of the people that she's laid hands on, they haven't healed, so she's cool with it. It's you. You're doing this healing, and it's disrupting the program. She didn't expect this to be part of the program. This is a seasoned witch. So this prophetess is older. She's been doing this maybe since she's. So maybe she. Oh, okay. I don't know why I'm hearing this. Y'all got it. Okay, so I'm hearing. So for some of you, this is a. Okay, maybe she born in the States, but her people are from other countries. Okay, for some of you. Okay, but this was her. This is part of her spiritual contract, and this is what she does. That's her job. Is to come through as a prophetess and lay hands on people, and that's how she fulfills her portion for this spiritual contract with the marine kingdom. Okay, and most of the people don't heal, but you're healing. Okay, and this is why you're undefeated here. Okay, so she needs to try to figure. She's trying to figure out a way to get you in that church to reinstate a karmic to instate a karmic contract on you, to initiate a karmic contract. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's something about you being in alignment too. Is knowing is making this whatever contract she took. Maybe she took out some type of spiritual contract on you with the laying of the hands here. But it's your alignment and balanced energy is interfering with her plan here. Look at this. This even look like this is a hand. I'm telling you, it's something about her laying hands on people. This is a whole hand. This is some creepy shit. She lays hands, so with this alignment, and it's like yeah, it's like the seed of life in the middle of her hand. So she lays hands on people to cause imbalances, to throw people's lives out of alignment here, so that she can transfer this energy through her hands. I can't make this shit up. And then it's a mermaid right here. I'm not. Yeah. I don't know. For some of you, you've been paying attention for a long time. Like I don't know. Like I said, it's a whole mermaid on this one. This is a whole mermaid. This is crazy. Yeah. So she works with different mermaids, marine kingdom spirits here. Okay. The energy she works with are chaotic. Okay. 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 Like I said, for some of you, she uses this energy to keep people low vibration, their hearts in a low vibrational state here, because it keeps a path or a doorway open here for these marine spirits to wreak havoc in people's lives here. It's something about the heart being unstable, unbalanced. It keeps a doorway open for these marine spirits here. Okay, and just so you know too, I'm not talking about every single marine spirit. Okay, I'm just talking about whatever energies that prophetess works with. They're marine spirits that are chaotic marine spirits. Okay. And it's part of, yeah. So this is a church within the community, or it's a church that you grew up in here. Okay. Or maybe a lot of people in the community go to that church here. Okay. Whoever you are, your stability is a threat to the whole system here. Whoever you are, you are literally connected to the divine, the real. You are connected to the source for real here. Okay. And this is why you're able to manifest this balance here. Okay. You're also in the energy of creating things for your life with this manifestation here and this balanced energy here. Okay. Yeah. With this ram, the lamb, yeah, you're connected to the lamb, the true lamb of the creator here. Okay. Yeah. So it's like you're a real chosen. You're okay. So whoever this message is, you're a real chosen one here. That's probably also too why you spend a lot of time in solitude here. It's strengthening your spiritual gifts, but it's like whoever you are, you're magical. You're going to open up to your spiritual gifts. Something about your intuition. So you may be a seer. You may be the real seer or the real prophetess here. She was the fake one, and she's scared that you're going to expose her because you're the real and she's the fake. Yeah, I'm getting to. She was led into this. She was seduced by monetary wealth. This pastor was seduced. Her and that pastor getting her and the pastor, because they were in cahoots the whole time. They're the ones who introduced this coven energy to the church here. Yeah, so they're going to be in change due to their because they were so seduced by greed here. They're going under judgment. I do have some this pastor with this prophetess going into judgment, divine judgment here. Something about you being in this energy of gratitude here is keeping your energy balanced, is raising your frequency. this gratitude. So stay in that, okay? That's helping you raise your frequency here, okay? If you let go of this church, you're being encouraged to stay like in that energy here. Find other congregations or other people that you can communicate with or commune with that are on the same page. In alignment with your spiritual gifts or whatever, or spiritual gifts, your spiritual beliefs. You can find a different spiritual community, but that church is not about the righteous at all here. Okay. Yeah, it's something about your vision here too. Some of you may be called to be leaders yourself because you're actually, like I said, you're actually connected to this source. Okay, you may be have even had visions of actually being some sort of leader, and that's because that's your divine life purpose here. You do have a lot of change coming in here, but it's for the better. Okay, you're gonna be divinely guided away from these people, and some of you have already been. Okay, don't go. And like I said, some of you. Yeah, just go. It says just go. Yeah, if you're being divinely guided to walk away from a church that maybe you grew up in, just follow what your guidance is nudging you to do. And like I said, just make connections with the other people who have the same spiritual beliefs here. Yeah, and then for some of you, this is confirmation of what you've already knew. Okay, this is literally for some of you, this is literally confirmation of what you already knew. Okay, so this is like I said, this is a reading for someone who went to a karmic church. This church was very karmic. And for some of you, like I said, it left such a nasty taste in your mouth, you won't step foot in the church no more. Because these people were so karmic, and it was a whole coven. And they would siphon people. They were siphoning each other's energy here. There's a need for you. This is sitting right on top to do an energy cleanse, okay? That false prophetess, she got burnt by the seraphim, okay? Like I said, the more that you wake up, the more it's... Yeah, I'm getting to your spiritual team. They're actually chasing her, and she's trying to hide. Okay, like I said, she was yeah. For some of you, your ancestors paid her a visit. This card just fell, and it's ancestors paid a visit. Okay, ancestors done paid her a visit. Your gangster ancestors too. Also, they real pissed here. Okay, I'm getting to your spiritual team is actually spiritually stalking her and haunting her because she tried to spiritually attack you. And she's getting some karma now. Yeah, look at this. Y'all, listen here. We got the ancestors, karma, for spiritually trying to attack you. Your spiritual team is actually spiritually stalking her. You got your gangster ancestors here. The ancestors done paid a visit here. She got burnt by the seraphim, okay? Now she's trying to hide because they're actually chasing her now, okay? And that's why it's a need for you to do an energy cleanse. That's great. How that came out like that. Yeah, because you being validated and vindicated, okay? And somebody's really beautiful. Just so you know, somebody's also an air sign, okay? She couldn't stand to see you shine, and that's why the avenging angels are coming through clutch here. And you're gonna see, like whoever you are too, you have a lot of divine favor wherever you go here. But the avenging angels have shut this down. So for some of you, okay, like I said. They're wanting you to just get in the church, okay? They want you in the church because of what's going on in the basement of that church. So it's like they need your energy to just walk through those doors, okay? For some of you, that prophetess isn't even there no more because she's running. She's trying to run from karma because she's receiving a lot of karma from this greed, okay? She's a very narcissistic, and she's in a lot of pain. She's narcissistic here, okay? Hater, okay? Yeah, she casted a whole lot of illusions here. Whoever you are, you're walking karma, okay? And like I said, it's something about your energy. Maybe she tried to harvest your energy, but the more that you're healing, it's causing a backfire. And this is why she's on the run, because she's an energy vampire. You're actual healer, so it was meant for you to heal something. So she's going around acting like she was a chosen one, but she's a fake chosen one, stealing people's destiny when she laid her hands on people. Yeah, fake. It's something about your balance. Yeah, your balanced energy is initiating this return to sender. Yeah, and your divine protection. I can't make it up. Take a spiritual bath. Honey, when I tell you, yeah, it's something about your spiritual gifts was a threat to the whole program. And she knew it, okay? But she still tried to take a chance. Like I said, that greed got the best of her. She knew when you walked in that you was divine and you were actually really anointed. But she just was like, I don't know. Whatever's possessing her pushed her to actually mess with a chosen, divinely protected starseed. Anointed starseed. Your rebalance is initiating her karma. Okay, whoever you are, you're a prayer warrior. Okay, and you're breaking generational curses in the family. And I'm getting to the more you pray, the more you heal. You're breaking the illusion. Okay, like I said, for some of you, you started seeing through this church a long time ago. Your peaceful energy is destroying this illusion here. Okay. For some of you, you may even feel like maybe your family members are a little bit delusional because they continue to go to this church despite all of the craziness that's going on in this church. Yeah, it's crazy. Do an energy cleanse, okay? That's crazy. Yeah. No. There's a lot of wicked churches out here, man. You gotta just be careful which one you choose, okay, to deal with, operate with, okay? If you, like I said, just be careful because, like I said, the devil ain't scared of the church. I'm gonna tell you right now. A lot of people know that. You even heard people in your family say that for a long time. The devil be in the church, and in this case, that prophetess was the devil, and she was up in the church every Sunday, laying hands on people. And her wicked ass. All right, what do we have? Holy Spirit, angels of the highest by light. So this is okay. So this, oh yeah. So karma is paying this. Yeah, that's what I said. Karma and divine judgment is paying that pastor a visit now, because with angel number 1919, it's about cycles. You broke a karmic cycle when you started doing your generational healing, when you started healing the traumas within your family here, family tree, or the traumatic patterns that go on in your family. You closed out a karmic cycle and you began this healing journey, but it's initiating and starting the karma for her, and that's the balance. So you are like at this 9 energy where you're closing out the cycle. She's at this 1 because she's beginning a new cycle of karma. And then you're getting ready to experience a new beginning. Yeah, you're getting ready to experience a new beginning here, and things are going to start looking brighter for you in your future here, okay? There's the need to learn whatever lessons, like I said, for some of you, you were seeing signs, you were seeing things in this church. There's a need for you to learn those lessons so that whatever church you go to moving forward, you don't accidentally fall into the same pattern here. Because you don't want it to disrupt what you got going on for your future here. Okay, what else do we have here? Holy Spirit, angels of the highest by light. Angel number 1010. It's time to put those long cherished ideas into actions. Okay? So yeah, you will soon come into contact with the appropriate individuals, circumstances, and resources. Eventually you will experience joy as well as brand new opportunities. Trust the process. So the divine is going to move you towards the congregation they want you in. Okay, you get what I'm saying? Or your community, your soul tribe, you know, you're going to be moved into that. And you're going to have some more realizations when it comes to this here. Okay, but yeah, this is about unconditional love here. I have angel number 2323. There's some truth you're resistant to accept over. So maybe some of you, it's hard for you to accept. Maybe you've seen the signs that this church was karmic, and it was hard for you to accept that truth. But there's a need for you to accept that truth so you can close out that cycle here, okay? Okay? Some of you, you may feel restrained or been battling a lot of depression even though you go to church, and it's because that lady keep laying hands on people. She's probably trying to send the spirit of depression to people, okay? Maybe not to you. Maybe, like I said, you're divinely protected. You're healing. But once upon a time, if you ever went to that church and you battled with that, and that's because of this witch, okay? So just go ahead, and if you decided to stay away, stay away. With this cycle, don't get back on the into a repetitive pattern of going to the church and leaving and then going back and leaving, you know. Yeah. Yeah, because you know what's good for you, okay, whoever you are, and then you have a lot of good fortune coming in here, okay? Yeah. Something about this independence. So you stepping out on faith and taking your own path and moving to places that are going to be more reciprocal and reciprocal in nature, with energy and positive high vibration energy. You're going to move into that, okay? Your spirit team is going to move you into that. But you have a lot of good fortune coming in here, okay? Yeah. Everything's going to work out in your favor with 1313, okay? All right. All right, you guys. Whew. Let me see. Oh, Archangel Michael. I'm got a card. I thought he said he Maybe he didn't. Okay, let's see. What messages do we have, Archangel Michael? Because I know that you're protecting the collective here. I called him in multiple times before we started this reading here. What messages do you have here, Archangel Michael, for the collective? What is the message, Archangel Michael? What is the message, Archangel Michael? Yeah, stay the course. So don't panic. All right, you're on the right path. Okay, you may have had a bumpy start, but learn from your experiences and keep going. That's what Archangel Michael is saying here. Okay, yeah. I'm getting certain opportunities and doors are going to open for you, but it's all about divine timing, okay? It says trust the divine guidance that you're receiving. Archangel Uriel has blessed you with a brilliant epiphany, okay? He's also, Archangel Michael's also present to clear the way of worries. So just trust your divine guidance here, okay? What else do we have, Archangel Michael? All right, Archangel Raphael with that green, I already know it. So angels of healing are with you. So a time of healing is blessing your life, and Archangel Raphael is sending his emerald green light to help enhance your strength here. Okay. So we have Archangel Uriel, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael. They're putting shields of protection around you to protect you here. Okay. All right. Okay. Understand that your forward path is clear, okay? Nothing is blocking or preventing you from opportunities, okay? All possibilities and opportunities are available to you here, okay? Just call on your spiritual team and they will help guide you. That's what they're saying here, okay? Yeah, because you're ready for more. You're ready for this new growth, new opportunities. You're ready for more, okay? All right, you guys. All right, I'm out of here. So if this resonated with you, please make sure you hit the like, share, subscribe. And I will be back next week. I just decided I'm going to start doing readings Monday through Friday. I'm not going to do it on the weekends. So I'll be back next week, you guys. Follow so you can stay updated as to when I go live. Yeah, so yeah, I'll be back next week, okay? And I'm sending you guys healing energy. And I hope Archangel Michael puts this shield of protection around you guys so that you have a blessed weekend, all right? Okay, see you later. Bye.